Only 22% of the pages currently ranking in the top 10 were created within 1 year. The other 78% were much older than that. Hello and welcome to another episode of Tea Time SEO. Now today we're going to be exploring exactly how long does it take to rank in Google. And there's a study by Ahrefs that we're using here, as well as our own research with Jacob's Wine Regions website. So if you've got an old website that's under a year old, you're still trying to rank, then this one's really for you. One question I get daily is how long till I rank on the top of Google? And the common response is obviously, it depends. And that's really just because there's so many different factors and variables: the website strength, the competition, the budget, the skills, etc. But there are a lot of studies and reference material we can look at. So Ahrefs decided to sift through petabytes of historical ranking data to see if they can give us a more quantifiable answer, something a little bit better than it depends. And the first thing they wanted to answer was how old are the top ranking pages. Now you can see the graph on your screen here, and it's almost a perfect upward trajectory. You can see the older the site gets, the higher the chance of that page 1 ranking. To arrive at this data, they basically identified how old the current top ranking pages are, and then took 2 million random keywords and pulled data on the top 10 ranking pages for each of them. And again, as you can tell from this graph, the average top 10 ranking page is over 2 years old. And those that rank in position 1 are generally 3 years old on average. In fact, only 22% of the pages currently ranking in the top 10 were created within 1 year. The other 78% were much older than that. So of the 2 million pages tracked, how long did it take for a page to rank in Google? Only about 5.7% of pages ranked within that top 10 within a year. The remaining 94% between 11 and 100. So really what it comes down to is that websites with a lower domain rating performed way better than those with, a higher DA or DR in this case, performed way better than those with a lower domain rating, which really is no surprise at all if you work in SEO. But the moral here is to be patient. It's not necessarily time of having this site live. It's all the work that's done around building the links, creating consistent content, fixing your on-site issues, and the longer you do that, the more chance you have in the game. But it's not something that you can fast track, unfortunately. We can focus on building great backlinks and fixing our technical SEO, and we absolutely should. But it's not something that's going to move the needle in 1 month, 2 months. Sometimes, like you said, or like you saw, you can see 10% that move the needle in 3 months, 6 months, which, if you're really good, you might be able to get consistently. But even then, it's certainly in the minority. It takes time. You can see this in Jacob Stanley's Wine Regions as well, which he set up, and you can see that took 4 to 5 months before it hit its stride, and you can pull it up in SEMrush if you don't believe me, but now it's getting tens of thousands of visitors in just a few months later. But it took that time for it to ramp up, and we've documented that whole thing at Hawk Academy if you are interested. Anyway, that's it for this tea time. Hopefully that gives you a little bit of an understanding of how long and why it takes so long to rank, and I'll see you in the next one. Hello and welcome to another episode of what?
You don't have a tea?
Oh yeah, tea.